Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I just want to say thank you for those that engaged in my last video, most of which are my friends. Thank you for the comment, thank you for the likes, and yeah, I'm just starting out, and today I'm going to be talking about something very important. I'm going to be taking you through how to make use of Google Sheets. So this is going to be like a basic tutorial, but it's important. I'm going to be taking you through how to carry out data analysis, how to create reports on Google Sheets. So I know you must have been hearing a lot about Microsoft Excel. If you are conversant with these analytic tools, you must have heard a lot about Microsoft Excel as like the basic tool every data analysis. At least majority of data analysis should data analysts should know. But Google Sheets is also very similar to Microsoft. So without wasting much time, I'm going to explain the basic terms that I just feel you need to know. It's not very important, and then I'm going to go straight into the practical aspect because that's why we are here, right? So first thing is you just need to know that Google Sheets is just like a Microsoft Excel, except that it is hosted by Google. The big giants Google, Microsoft. So Google Sheets is owned and created by Google. Another difference between Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets is that Google Sheets is a cloud service, I would say, because with your Google Chrome you can access Google Sheets without running any installation. And I think that's why it's very interesting, because I won't have to do any installation tutorial for you. You just need to open your Google Chrome browser and start working with Google Sheets. So that's how easy it is. Whereas on Microsoft Excel, you need to download, you need to install some just basic stuff anyway. Once you have a Windows on your system and you have all of the Microsoft packages, you should have Microsoft Excel already installed on your system. So the next thing would be what it is used for, what Google Sheets is used for, and how important it is. So how important is Google Sheets? So I would say, like, we don't need to talk about at this point. I believe certain people do not know what spreadsheet is used for, what Google Sheet or Excel is used for. But if you are looking to go into data analysis field, or you just want to learn basics, then you should have an idea what these spreadsheets are used for. Like Microsoft Word, you can use it to write, to type, to prepare a document. So the same way you can use Google Sheet to prepare a report, do some analysis, keep your data, and create a report basically. So all of these are essential work too, I would say, in any organization. And even without being a data analyst, you need to understand how to make use of this tool like Google Sheets. So it's just like basic, at least you need to know the basics. So yeah, and then the last thing would be, as a data analyst, what can you use Google Sheets for? So we've talked about how anyone should know how to use Google Sheets or Excel, but as a data analyst, why should you know how to use this? So spreadsheet is like the basic, it's like the most basic thing a data analyst must know how to use. So as a data analyst, you need to understand how to make use of spreadsheet, because some organizations, they host their data in a spreadsheet database. Like they use spreadsheet as a form of database, because spreadsheet is a database. So they use spreadsheet as a form of database. Small organizations mostly, like small and medium organizations. No offense on the small medium scale organization, but yeah, spreadsheet is very efficient. Like if you don't have very large data, you don't need to keep your data in a database that you incur more expense. You can keep it in a spreadsheet, and if you are able to organize it very well, trust me, you can derive as much insights as any company that have a database. But that doesn't mean you can depend on spreadsheet, because there are a lot of limitations with Google Sheets, with Excel, and we are going to be running into some of these as we move along, as we start dealing with large amount of data. Are we going to run into it? Because we're basically not going to be doing a lot, or we're not going to be keeping a lot of data during the process of the tutorial. But if you happen to be working in an organization that their data is fast growing, and you are making use of spreadsheet or Google Sheet, you eventually run into one of these limitation. So back to what I'm talking about. As a data analyst, you need to know how to make use of Google Sheet, the functions, the formulas, how to create, graphs, charts, how to create a report, and how to create an automated report, because there's difference between a report and an automated one. So we're going to get to that. But yeah, those are the key things. You need to know how to make use of Google Sheet. Google Sheet is an essential, tool in an organization. And so the next thing would be to introduce you to the platform. Without wasting much time, I'm going to present my screen, and then we can start, you know, doing some basic stuffs on Google Sheets. So stay around, don't go anywhere. And yeah, get your laptop, open your Google Sheet, and let's start working.
So, if you are already on your system, to open Google Sheets, it's quite simple. Right now, I'm on my Google Chrome. All you need to do is go to this button here, and you can see Sheets. So this sheet, you can click on it, and then it will automatically take you to Google Sheets. So yeah, this is the welcome page on Google Sheets, and these are some of the data or worksheets that I've worked on. So basically all you need to do is to create a blank spreadsheet, because we're going to be creating an entirely new spreadsheet. So create a blank spreadsheet, and once you click on that, you would have this Excel like interface. So like I said, it's a lot like Excel, so just a little bit of difference. You're going to be seeing that very soon. So the first thing is I would want to explain basic navigations on Google Sheets. So you need to understand some of the things, some of the buttons that you're seeing here, and what you can do with them. Now first I'm going to start with this aspect. I'm going to be starting with this aspect, the top ribbon. From file, you see this, there are different options here that you can play around with. There is new, this is to create new spreadsheets. There is open, to open an existing one. You can import data, you can make a copy of this, you can share all of this we're going to talk about. You can download your spreadsheets, you can download in different formats. See, there's an Excel format, there's a PDF, and all of that. And yeah, there's settings that you can also print. So first thing is what you are on a worksheet and it's not titled, it doesn't have a name. So you can rename your let me zoom in a little bit. I'm not sure if, yeah, so you can rename your spreadsheets. Let's see if, yeah, we would call it practice spreadsheet. So the next thing, this thing looks too big. I'm not sure, let's reduce it a little bit. So the next thing is what we have, the edit. Under the edit, you can do a lot of things. You can undo, you can redo, you can cut, copy, paste, basic things. We're going to talk about it later. Then there is view. You can there is show. You can freeze columns, you can freeze rows, you can make comments, you can group columns or rows, and all of that. There is insert. You can insert a lot of things, cells, columns. You can insert an existing sheet, you can insert chart, pivot table. We'll get to that. Then there is format. You can format your cell, do a couple of things, make the numbers bigger, make the text bolder, italize, underline, and all of that. There's also data, which has some interesting cool stuff. You can filter views, you can create filters, you can do a cleanup, data cleanup. It can Google Sheet can help you clean up your data by suggesting some things that you can use to make your data a lot cleaner. There's a data connector to connect to an outside database or even a dashboard. This is a cool feature. Hopefully we'll get here and I'll be able to show you how you can do some of this. Then there is tools and there's extensions. You can you do a macro just like on like just like Excel VBA. You can also record a macro on Google Sheets. You can also run a script to do certain tasks by using the app script and all of that. These are complex stuff that you can still do on Google Sheets. So yeah, that is all about basic navigations. There's also this symbol you can toggle around this and understand what they are doing. As we move along and we're using some of these tools, you get to understand them. But they are simple things. Here it's just your account. I have a couple of accounts here. And these are your emails, and these are saved automatically on cloud. So whatever you do here, as long as you're connected to the internet and you are not making this spreadsheet offline, you're not making it available offline, as long as you're connected to the internet, you'll be able to it will be automatically saved. And yeah, that's a plus. If you want to use Google Sheet, you have to be connected to the internet. I think that's like the only downside, because if you're not connected to the internet, well, you can make it available offline, and whenever you are connected to the internet, you whenever you're connected to the internet, you can save it and it goes automatically to the cloud. But if you don't have an internet, you have a low bandwidth, you can open it with an internet and then just make the sheet available offline. Or you can browse if there's some offline version that you could download as an app on your system. So yeah, that's it. The last part, which makes Google Sheets even more interesting, is the ability to collaborate on the same sheet. I think that's one thing that makes it very interesting. With Microsoft Excel, I think you have to go through an extra struggle of creating like a local network to be able to use Excel, consolidate reports, multiple people working on the same reports with their Excel. But with Google Sheets, is all you need is the person's email, and you can share the right for them to also edit and make updates simultaneously on the sheet. So yeah, that's one of the added advantage of Google Sheets. That's why I love it. And yeah, on the downside here, on the bottom side, we have sheets. This is a spreadsheet, and then all of this is called what? All sheets. This button here shows all of the sheets, and this is right now we have just sheet one. We can use this plus sign to add additional sheets, and then by that time we can see all of the sheets. This is another cool thing about Google Sheet, because I think having used Excel for a large amount of reports, and I have like about tens of 15s or 20 different worksheets in Excel. Is called worksheets. In a single workbook, I've found it very difficult to navigate from one worksheet to another. It's it might be a little bit of an hassle. But with spreadsheets, with Google Sheets, you can easily select, hide, unhide, and all of that. You can hide sheets, you can protect sheets, from preventing anyone to edit your sheets. You can hide them, you can move them left and right, you can duplicate them. Don't get me wrong, Excel has this feature, but the only thing I find, I find Google Sheets easier to manage, my sheets, because in Excel I have to scroll, left, right to be able to do all of these things. So yeah, that's it, and that's everything I think you need to know about navigating Google Sheets. And one other thing is, version control. This is actually very interesting. If you make a mistake, or you deleted something you're not supposed to, and you couldn't get it back, or maybe there are multiple updates going on the sheet and you just need your last, the last version, or the last version that you made, then you can come here and check the version, check the version history, and you can easily restore previous version. Notice that here we have a multiple sheets. Let's say I don't want to have multiple sheets. That was a mistake on my side, and then I just want my sheet one back. Then I can come back here and click on this, and then restore this version, because this version is just the last update I made before adding all of those sheets. So if I do that, I click on restore, you see your current document will refer to the version from today at 4:53 p.m. I click restore, and yeah, I have this version back. So these are some of the things and that you need to understand about Google Sheets. I hope right now you're comfortable with navigating this. If you're not, it's all right. Just keep going to the sheet and playing around, checking some feature, read about some of them, and you get it. So it's simple. I think the next thing, which is very important when it comes to using spreadsheet software, is data entry. And this is basic anyway, but sometimes it can be a little bit of an hassle for somebody that doesn't understand how the sheet works. So it works basically the same way as Excel. If you need to keep records in your sheet, you know what the columns are for, you know what the rows are for. So you just go in there and start inputting your data. For example, if I need to input, dates, and yeah, when you click on this, you just tab, and then you just tap to move left. You moved from the left to your right. Is it left to right? Yeah, I think so. So from left to right, you use your tab, and you can keep on moving like this. You can add, ideally, I think there are about 1,000 rows right now, but no, don't be scared. You can create more. You can create more rows. You can add more rows as much as you want. I think there's a limitation. I'm not sure, but trust me, it takes a lot of rows before you hit the limitation. Also, the same thing with the column. So you can add new columns. You can add extra columns. You can let's do from here. Let me reduce this a little bit. So you can add. What I did is just right click and you add what you insert column to your right, to your left. And these are additional functionalities which we've already seen here, but these are stuff that you can also carry out on your individual column. You can format, you can create a data validation, and all of that. These are actions that you can carry out on your column. So back to data entry. So this is simply what data entry is all about. You click on the cell which you want to write on, and then you start inputting your data. Another thing I think is important for me to mention is we're not going to talk about this concept of cell referencing here, because this is like an introductory part of the video. But I want you to keep note of something. There's something called the cell name. So right now, these columns and rows, their intersection is what is called cell. So we've talked about, so this is cells. These individuals are cells. These small boxes that you see here, they are cells, and they are entity on its own. Just like we are combining all of these cells together to form like a whole spreadsheet. You understand? So that's why I said the intersection of the rows and the columns. So what's so special about these cells is that you need to understand them, and they have a particular order. They have a particular number. For example, dates is on what? A1, because there is dates falls under column A and row 1. And when I click on this, you see this name box here. It's called name box. It tells me exactly the name of the cell that I'm on. So if I move away from here, it shows me the cell I'm on. If I move away from here, it shows me the name of the cell, and it always corresponds to the column and the number. The column, the alphabet there, and the number. That's how the cell reference is formed, and this is how it goes for all of them. And this is for individual cell. And then there's a concept known as highlighting. So highlighting is just like you are copying things together. You are just taking all of them together to perform an action on them simultaneously. So just the same way I can click on a single cell, I can highlight multiple cells. So, and this is pretty basic, but I think I should just talk about it. You need to click on it and then drag it across whatever cell you want to highlight, and that's how you highlight a cell. So notice what changed right now is the fact that now it is not referencing a single cell. It's showing on the name box, it's showing what? A1, which is like the beginning here, to D13, which is like the end here. So this is the concept of what cell referencing, because everything you highlight, whatever cell you click on or highlight, it gives you the name box, shows what exactly the actions that you've carried out, and it's called what the cell reference. So for this case right now, if I copy this is the cell reference. This is exactly what it means. So all of this right here, this is the cell reference, right? So if I let's just experiment. If I copy this and let's say I just edit it, instead of D13 I change it to D16, and then I come back to the name box and I paste it there. Let's see what happens. See, it highlights everything that is within cell A1 to D16. So understand this concept will help a lot when we start doing what cell formulas, referencing. We are doing some basic calculations on Google Sheets, because that's what Google Sheets for. You need to be able to, you can use Google Sheets for a lot of things. You can use it to create, you can use it to save your data, your company data. You can use it to calculate. You can use it to calculate, create basic reports, financial reports. You can use it to create dashboards and all of that. So yeah, that's the concept of cell referencing. I hope you understand that. And then the next thing would be cell formatting. So I'm, for the purpose of this, I'm not sure what I'm going to type, because they probably won't make a lot of sense. So I'm going to see if I can copy a chunk of data on the internet and then use it to explain what formatting cell is all about. So I've just copied like a chunk of data. It's about 71 entry, and contains, yeah, so it contains about 1512 data points. So I'm just going to use this to explain data formatting and probably deleting and adding columns or rows to your data. So yeah, the first thing is, this data is a sample superstore data. Anyone that is just starting out data analysis, this is always like the data set that is available publicly for everyone to practice and all of that. So that's what we're going to be using. And imagine a store that sells a lot of products. They are present in different regions, they have different customers, and they are keeping their data. So this is a typical example of a company database, or a company data. It includes individual orders. So this is order data. So we can put sample superstore order data. So it's records individual order. For example, this customer bought this product book. This is the product name. This product that is under this category, and the customer bought it or paid us 261.96. This is the quantity of the product, and this is the profit that we made. So this is one of the importance of data analysis, because this is only 71 records that I pulled from a large database. There are thousands of records like this, and it will be difficult for anyone to look at them at once, and or even take like a manual calculator to say they want to know how much they've sold of a particular product, because these are different kind of products, these are different kind of line items in by offered by the same store. So it's your responsibility as a data analyst to be able to now analyze using some of these tools and be able to get information quicker and faster than anyone without this knowledge would be able to do that. So yeah, straight to what I was trying to explain, which is how to delete column. Obviously, I do not need all of these columns. I need basic information like for the purpose of practice. I only need, let's say, the order dates. I only need the order dates. I only need the ship mode. Let's add the ship mode. I only need the The segment, I don't need all of this. I need the product name, just the product name, and I need the sales quantity and discount and profit. I'm going to leave all of those. So yeah, since I only need that, and for this case, it's okay to get rid of data, even though best practice says you're not supposed to get rid of any data. So for this case, it's okay to get rid of those things that we do not need. So I'm going to start from row number. This row number is redundant because we also have a row number here, right? And it's not even matching. So because now row 1 is now 2 and all of that. So let's get rid of row number. To do that, just click on it, right click and delete column. So it's gone. You can also do the same thing for other ID. By the way, I'm going to include these data sets, the actual sample data store, in this video so that you can play around with it. Then the next thing is what I want to keep other dates, but I don't want to keep ship dates. And notice I don't want to keep a lot of things, and I can't just continue. If I have 10 or 20 columns, I cannot continue to do that one after the other. So I can do this. I've talked about highlighting in a short while, so I can highlight more than one column by holding and dragging. So see, just hold your cursor and then drag. So you can do that. So how many of these do I want to delete? I want to keep the customer name, so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to click delete. There's a more advanced way to also delete, if they are not arranged, if they are not on the same, they are not side by side. And let's say you want to delete region here, you also want to delete subcategory without and keep product ID and category. So you can also do this by clicking on this. I want to get rid of all of this and then holding, I think, shift, and then click on whatever it is you want to delete again. So yeah, click on this and then hold control and then click on whatever it is you want to delete again. So let's say I want to delete category. Make sure you are still holding control. You click on category. I'm deleting all of these. Do I really want to delete category? Let's say I want to delete discount as well. Oh yeah, do I need discounts? No. So let's delete profit. Let's get rid of profit instead. Yeah, maybe we should calculate our own profits. So let's get rid of profits and then yeah, that's it. And then since you are holding control, you've selected in multiple positions and you can leave it and just so hold control, select which other one are we selecting again? Subcategory, I guess. No, product ID. Well, let's remove subcategory. Yeah, so without releasing control, click and delete. So you see delete selected items and you see everything is deleted, and then the Google Sheets automatically adjusts. That's one smart thing that Google Sheet does. I still don't want product ID, so I'm going to do product ID as well. So that's about formatting, about deleting columns and moving things. Similarly with deleting rows, you can select one after the other and delete. You can highlight and delete and all of that. So quick tip, because it can get frustrating when you are making a mistake or something. If you probably delete something I don't want to delete, use Ctrl Z and then it takes you back. Yeah, and don't forget to stop wherever you wish to stop, although otherwise it takes you further back. And then you can, if you don't want to use Ctrl Z, if you want to go, if you want to redo what you've done, you can use redo button here. So that's what they are for. So you see I'm able to swing between what I've deleted and what I've not. But if the spreadsheet sit around for way too long, you might not be able to undo or redo whatever it is you've done. So yeah, just click on this and delete. You can also select multiple by using the same control button that I explained, and then you can delete selected rows. So that's how to do the deleting and all of that. Similarly, there is formatting. So basically what I want you to understand by concept of formatting is that all of this contains different information. Other date contains dates, Customer name contains, the name of customer. Sales contains numbers, and all of these are within the same cell. So how does Google Sheet understand that this is a date, this is a number, this is a name? So that's where the concept of what formatting comes in. So data format, or data format, basically that's what the concept of data format comes in. And then formatting is just the act of changing the format, editing how it looks, and all of that. So it's just basically you're redesigning how your data looks, or you're changing the format in which the data was formed. Let's say, for example, you're changing whole number, which is the decimal number, you're changing it to whole number. So quick one, you see format, click on format, and then you can go to number. So you can do a lot of things in format. You can format numbers, you can change theme, you can wrap your text around, you can make an alignment, you can do some bolding, italics, underline, and all of that. So yeah, for number, you can, right now it's on automatic. Automatic basically means what Google Sheet is determining what is using its own intelligence to determine the best format for it. And if I click here, you go to number, you see it's all automatic. So it's probably recognizing it as a date, you see. So you can double click on it. Google Sheet understand that it's a date. Let's assume that we don't want sales to be decimal. We want it to be whole number. So instead of going to automatic, instead of keeping it as automatic, we can navigate here, make sure you click on it, and instead of this, we can change it to currency. So instead of this, we can change it to currency. But be careful when you're changing to currency anyway, because sometimes it might mess up your data. We're going to talk about that later. It's always good to keep it on the base form, and then if you are dealing with currency data, then make sure all your numbers are in currency, but try to keep the formats uniform. So here I'm moving it from automatic and I'm changing it to what? Currency. So let's change it to Nigerian naira, and we see it changes the format. So on the other hand, quantity is a whole number, so I want to keep it as whole number. I don't want to change it to currency because it's an whole number, so I want to keep it as whole number. Look at how changing it to number actually added some decimal points. You can come here to increase or decrease decimal points, and you can decrease your decimal point. So if you look at discount, see how decreasing the decimal point actually converts everything to 0 and 1. So it's important for you to increase the decimal point at this point to understand what the data is about, and then you see the decimal point is back. So these are ways to format, and you see that Google Sheets and Excel is actually important. I want to return my data back to its original format, and I can go to number and then change it back to automatic. So yeah, that's it. So those are the basic things. There is more and more stuff that you can do with Google Sheets. I hope you are able to understand this and you also practice it. In the next video, I'm going to take it up a notch, and we're going to be doing some basic Google Sheet formulas and functions. As you have seen, there are a lot of them. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be creating some bar chart, and we're going to be driving insight from these data sets. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe so that you can follow through with this tutorial. And by the end of this Google Sheet series, you should be able to comfortably analyze data and make meaningful insight from it just by using Google Sheets.
So yeah, if you watch this video to the end, well done. It means you're serious about learning Google Sheets, and there's more videos to come. Once again, thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye bye.